Dickie's Diary, number 30. Good day, friends, followers and fans. Day 4 of book signing, or the BS tour as we affectionately call it. We were due to leave Canberra a few days ago, but due to a little misunderstanding, we were detained at the airport and held in custody for a few days. The police were going to charge us with assaulting an ex-Prime Minister, but Mrs. H rang her boss, a minister in the government codenamed Spud. Don't ask me who it is, I can't tell you. He made a few hasty phone calls and leaked a story to the press, making Mr. Turnbull look like a right weaselly whinger, and the problem went away. It's good to know your Member of Parliament is there for you in times of need. It's even better to have friends in high places, I can tell you. Today we set up our table at the Waterhouse bookstore in Sydney, next to one of the most famous and iconic landmarks in the world. That's right, Fred's Fish and Chip shop on the quay. Should be worth a free meal next time I'm there for lunch. Of course, it was too much to ask for a drama-free day, and another inauspicious event occurred. After about 1 hour, a little rotund lady began setting up books on a table in the same store. It was Hilary Mantel, author of the famous Wolf Hall trilogy. I have to admit, I'm a huge fan of Hilary and her books. I could not resist going over and queuing up for 5 minutes to get a signed copy. Should fetch a few $100s on eBay. Ka-ching. Fortunately, the people of Sydney did not have a clue who she was, and some of them suggested that werewolf stories were old school and had already been done many times before. It takes a very special kind of Philistine to make a mistake like that. However, I'm glad to say there are so many of them living in New South Wales as it did not impact our sales in the slightest. If we had been in London, Paris or New York, or any other city as sophisticated, the whole thing would have been a washout. Thank the good Lord that Sydney is not in any way like that. Phew. It wasn't all plain sailing though, because Hilary was not very busy. She came over to have a look at my book and read a few pages. She stated that she had never before read a steaming pile of shite, in her words. I was quite shocked and angry, I will admit. It didn't take much longer for me to develop a deep-seated hatred of her, although I would never shoot the messenger. That would be so uncivilized. However, when I eventually got a toilet break, I took her book with me. Sydney is still suffering toilet paper shortages. I think I alluded to a lack of smarts earlier. And so it was very handy having Hilary's book with me when I realized there was no toilet paper in my cubicle. Fortunately, Hilary's publisher has used very soft, absorbent paper for her novel, and I will admit it felt very pleasant on my sensitive bottom. Thanks, Hilary. Your book is certainly the best. Ciao.